Hey everyone, and welcome to your Motivation Monday. I hope you guys had a great weekend full of family and footy, and I hope that this week is kicked off just right for you. Today, I want to talk about something that is, I think, obvious to us as referees, but I think maybe we don't think about it nearly as often as we should. And it has everything to do with the fact that when we go out there as referees, it's a pretty lonely place. We have 22 players plus however many on the benches. We have their coaching, all the coaching staff. We have all the spectators against sometimes just one single person. You, me, sometimes we have our ARs there. It all really depends, right? But because it's real, right? Because this is a real thing. You show up alone, you warm up alone, you get changed in your car, or if you're lucky enough to get a broom closet or something like that to change into, um, you're really up against it, and you're walking out on the field with nobody sort of on your side. But the thing is, while refereeing is lonely, it doesn't really have to be. This job can feel like the ultimate solo mission. You're the one in the middle, you're the one making the decisions. Um, some people will love you for it, some people will hate you for it. And often that all goes whirling around together in the environment that we're in. There are times where, especially lower level referees, you might not know your ARs, or you might have just met them. You don't know their experience, you don't know their quality, you don't know the level. You just know that, that's Ben, and oh, that's Sally or whoever, and that they're going to be there helping you out. When you're in that sort of situation, developing that camaraderie is very difficult. And you don't necessarily have a ton of time or opportunity. You have your pregame talk, you have the game, you have your halftime talk, and most times, especially lower level referees, you got to be jetting to your next game, and that's a real struggle because that reinforces the fact that you've got what you're doing and your crew's got what they're doing, and you're here for now, and that's it. So, how do you guys think about that, right? It can take a toll because especially when you're just starting out, you think, what am I doing? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? People seem to be, either loving me or hating me, and they don't quite know which way is up a lot of the times. But again, it doesn't need to be that way. And that's where the referee circle comes in, and there's many other communities like this as well. And that's where I started. When I was 15, I was going out with a teammate who was, running lines for a local club, and he was just making a ton of money. Um, so I went out there, and I'm doing these games, and sometimes I'm with him, sometimes I'm not. And I didn't really know if I was doing all that well. I got some compliments from coaches as time went on that I was a good referee and that I worked at it and so forth, but I didn't really take it seriously. I was like, okay, this is just my weekend job, no big deal. And I had a good run of it. When I was at a tournament, I got my first real taste of what it is to be experiencing referee abuse, to be experiencing one as an inexperienced center referee at this point, not being really able to command the game or control my whistle tone, not being able to stay in the correct position and be able to call fouls. Um, my equipment was off. I was that referee that had the stopwatch hanging around my neck, and as I would run, it would hit against my chest, and the button would click on and click off and click on and click off. I was completely off of time, and I was so embarrassed. I knew that my one AR was extremely experienced. He'd been doing the games for years, and I was embarrassed to have made that mistake. And I didn't ask him for time, and I ended up basically cutting an entire half by about significant. It would had to have been over 5 minutes. I can't remember exactly, but it was in that match that at the end of the game, I had cut this time. I had made so many mistakes. A parent was coming across the field to yell at me, to grab the whistle out of my hand and to teach me how to blow it. There is exactly one thing that saved me, and that is the person who taught me how to be a referee was standing on the sideline. His name was Bill. He was easily 6'2", 6'3", former Marine. He knew how to command a field. He knew to step between me and that angry parent, and he immediately addressed the situation. We had a good debrief. Everything was fine. He understood why everything happened the way it did. He gave me some pointers, and we moved on. I was able to debrief with my ARs a little bit as well. And that was the moment that I realized that, listen, I have people in my corner. I have people at my back. And that is why, that's what that community is. It's what our community is. That even though we're not all together out on the field every single game, you can still come and look at that. And you can still come and bring your stories and ask for input and bring videos and do all that, right? That's where this community, it started way back when I was 15 and 16. That experience galvanized me, and it made me wonder why that can't happen. Now, the fact is, referee communities exist all over, right? They're hyper local. They are, I used to love the recertification clinics because I enjoyed being around other referees talking about, and having the time, really, I think is the big thing. Having the time and making the time and going through the effort of learning and getting better and every piece of that. That's where I think the real camaraderie and the real sense of community really comes in. And that's why when you have a support system, even if it's just a couple of people, right, that you can consistently come to and have access to, it becomes easier to grow, and it becomes easier to stick with it for as long as you'd like, right? You can ask questions without fear of judgment. You get feedback, which ultimately makes you better. You realize that you aren't the only one messing up. Okay, you forgot to caution someone, or you didn't realize it was a caution, or you made a mistake on something that now you look back and you're like, well, that was a clear dog cell. How did I miss that, right? When you have that community and you have that solid group of people that you can belong to, you really start to believe in yourself just that much more. And then others will start to believe in you as well. And I think what's even more important is that you start to remember why you picked up the whistle. You start to remember, why did you get started in this? No, and I run into this on Instagram all the time. It's like, oh, well, the refs are terrible. They need training. Drop them all, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, guys, why do you think we're here? We love this game just as much. Maybe there's a reason we're not playing anymore. Maybe there's a reason we find our space in managing these games and giving, just mastering this idea of controlling a match and allowing it to flow and having pride in helping players, coaches, spectators, the community at large to really enjoy that match and ensure that it runs as smoothly as possible. Sometimes that's possible, sometimes it's not. But either way, that's what we do, and that's how we choose to serve the game. And when you're in and around a bunch of other people that have that same passion, it gives you all the tools that you need in order to continue improving and getting better. So if you're out there and you don't have people, and you don't have a solid group of people, I should say. You don't have that community. If you're out there and you think the whole world of referees is just this lonely group of individuals or something like that, just know that that's not at all how it works. There are communities like the referee circle where you can dig in and you can build with other people from around the world, from across the country, from all over. Everybody's experience is valid. Everybody's experience has value and it has weight. It does not matter. When you join the referee circle, when you're a part of the referee circle, you have the space to connect. You have the space to learn, to support one another. This isn't all about me. I don't care. I just want you guys to understand that this is what this space is all about. So no matter if you are doing your first under 10 game, under 12 game, your first youth game, or if you're doing, stepping into a competitive league or stepping up to UPSL, semi-pro, getting into those relatively serious matches where it takes a lot of time and effort and courage to go out there and be a part of it, right? Every single one of you deserves a community. Every single one of you deserves support. Every single one of you deserves development, and that is why the entirety of the referee circle has your back whenever you need. So while we're out on the pitch and we're doing these games and we are alone, we're with our crew, whether you know them or not. Just because you're alone out there does not mean that you're alone in general. You have people in your corner, you are supported, and you will thrive if you find that group of people. And I hope it's here inside the referee circle, because this is something that I think is extraordinarily valuable. And that's why I'm doing everything I can to make it as good a space for you guys to learn, grow, and share as you can. So I look forward to seeing you guys for What's Your Call Wednesday. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about your development stories and so forth, what your challenges are and everything like that. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep these posts going. I'm going to keep up with the Instagram content as best as I can. And I'm going to keep up with your questions. As long as you guys have them, I'm here supporting you guys. Until then, keep growing, keep showing up, and remember, you're not alone. I will see you guys for What's Your Call Wednesday. Have a great start of your week, and we'll check in on Wednesday. Have a good one.